Is the biggest African and international news stories. Focus on Africa.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Africa. I am Peter Okwoche. Our top stories. More than 500 people have been killed in Nigeria by floods ravaging the country, but officials warn there's more to come. Cholera cases in Malawi. The World Health Organization says it is globally the worst outbreak so far this year. Nigeria's weather agency has warned that impending heavy rains could cause more flooding in the north central, southeast and southwestern states. Heavy floods have already ravaged parts of the country in recent weeks, killing over 500 people. More than 1,500 have been injured and 1.5 million have been displaced from their homes. Nigeria experiences flooding during its rainy season every year, but experts say these are the worst in over a decade. All but 5 of Nigeria's 36 states are affected. And with large swathes of farmland destroyed by rising waters, the International Monetary Fund has warned that it could heighten food insecurity in the country. Ishaq Khalid reports from Abuja.
The floods, according to officials, are caused by heavy rains and emergency release of excess waters from dams within Nigeria and in neighboring Cameroon by the authorities. And rivers, too, are busting their banks. Experts also partly blame the flooding on the impact of climate change. The Nigerian authorities are now warning that states in the central and southern parts of the country are likely to experience more floods in the coming weeks.
Ishaq Khalid there. Let's hear now from people affected in Lokoja in central Nigeria.
The experience was terrible. Moving your things, seeing the water coming, don't know where it's coming from, just coming. It's terrible. It's not an experience I wish anybody to experience. I've not received anything from the government.
Because so many people lost so many things. We only thank God that we are on higher ground and we temporarily relocated and we are back. However, we are appealing to government.
Let's get more on the story now. I'm joined by the BBC's Azizat Olaoluwa, who's been monitoring the situation from the commercial capital, Lagos. Azizat, people are not only blaming the rivers bursting their banks, but also the fact that some dams have been opened. Could you explain that to us, please?
Absolutely. So within Nigeria, apart from the dams being opened, the River Niger and River Benue are said to have overspilled as well, contributing to the flood water ravaging these 31 states, and as well as the inland reservoirs known as the dams in the country, Kanji, Shiroro, and Jeba dams as well, overspilled their content, contributing to the flood water. And then, complicating the already dire situation is the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon also being opened up, adding to the flooding disaster Nigeria is experiencing at the moment.
And like we've pointed out, these floods are a yearly affair. How prepared has government been for this set of floods this year?
So Nigerians have a sense of deja vu whenever there is a flooding situation in the country because rightfully, federal organizations like NEMA, NIHSA, and even Nigerian meteorological organizations gave out early warnings to state governments as far back as February. But you can't really say so much about the preparedness of these state governments. And that is why the federal government is blaming them for not taking proactive measures in tackling the flooding situation they are experiencing at the moment. So they are overwhelmed because they were not really prepared, or some prepared, but didn't really hit the one in the way they were supposed to. Now you have individuals in some states that are affected, opening up their homes to affected victims, because for a state like Anambra State, where over 600,000 people are affected, the IDP camps these displaced people are placed in are also inundated by flood water already.
Okay, Azizat Olaoluwa from the BBC Lagos Bureau. Thank you very much for your insight into that story.